Hey everybody, it's Joey. I thought I would get on real quick and do a little stream since I haven't done one in a while, talking about all these Joker 2 or Joker Folie reactions. And it's been, I've been looking forward to this movie for a long time. And the reactions so far coming out of the Venice Film Festival, I believe, have been very mixed. We're going to go through some of um, these articles. I saw something about a standing ovation, but then I've seen scores that really say otherwise, that this is not a film that necessitates a standing ovation. So I brought up Deadline's article first at the Venice Film Festival. Yep. Folie à deux means a kind of shared madness, possibly two extreme hearts on a similar wavelength, or maybe a clash inside one disturbed person's head. They kind of go through the background a little bit. I kind of want to just get to the reactions. Real world is where this film picks up. Set about 2 years after Arthur Fleck murdered Murray Franklin on TV. He's now in a prison awaiting his trial. Clearly medicated. Doesn't say much, but in the meantime, he has become a bit of a sensation, the object of obsession by fans, especially after a mediocre TV movie has chronicled his infamous rise to fame. Then he turns to Lee, another patient, Lady Gaga, and then they form a kinship. So they go into a little bit more of the background and Joaquin's history of playing characters in musicals and all that jazz, or playing Johnny Cash. Let's see. Talk about beautiful cinematography. It's really been a mixed reaction. Phoenix knows his character inside and out, and in what others might say is a risky proposition, he tap dances, sings, and sells this role like no other, if not topping his Oscar-winning turn in Joker, at least finding a way to take him in a different, wholly surprising direction. Gaga is smartly low-key, not the Harley Quinn we associate with Margot Robbie, but her own person dressed down and believably showing affectionate connection with the Joker, and more important, the man behind the makeup. The supporting cast. There's a lot of set pieces about kind of the music, a lot of the music that shows up in this film. But I want to get to some of the reactions, and I'll bring one up here because, again, from what I've seen, has been pretty mixed. I don't love Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm going to bring them up because I know people like to weigh stuff from Rotten Tomatoes. All right. Joker Folie à deux. First reviews are in. And here are a couple initial reviews discussing film. Says, highly anticipated sequel to Joker is deranged and as exciting as you would have hoped. Next Best Picture says, will surprise many people for its ingenuity. It'll get people talking as much, if not even more than the first. Then Geeks of Color says, this is one of the most unique takes on a comic book characters I've seen on film. Phillips deserves praise for taking bold creative risks that pay off in unexpected ways. Then we have Unlike Anything I Imagined It Would Be from Black Girl Nerds. And Independent says, ingenious and deeply unsettling. Then we have from the film stage, movie tailored to its expectations. But the Joker's trick is that it rejects them, a bravado move from Phillips that's sure to hemorrhage his fan base. And then one from Variety, maybe ambitious and superficially outrageous, but at its heart, it's an overly cautious sequel. Then we have some people that compare to the first, far more entertaining than the first, just as bleak and formally daring, just as edgy and disturbing. Phillips and Silver delivered the last thing anyone expected, socially responsible Joker movie that finds an intriguing way to explore the consequences The first film, that's from NME. Unlike the original, which finds perverse heroism in Arthur Fleck's failings, Folie Deux doubles down on how pathetic he is and always was. Yes, I thank you. Oh, that's William Bibbiani. Okay, I agree. Didn't know that was Bibbs, but there you go. Though it ends as a strident, laborious, and often flat out tedious as the first film, there's an improvement from The Guardian. Die-hard fans of the first film may have some serious reservations about the story, which looks to course-correct some of the events and interpretations of the first film and its presentation, which I think needs to happen because some of the people that have watched this first film did not really understand what this character was and who it was trying to be and all that stuff. And they kind of took it as if, I don't know, they should follow this character. You know, there's that whole incel thing going on. I'm curious about Gaga as Harley Quinn. Gaga is equally as good as Harleen, sparking palpably insane chemistry with Phoenix, NME. The riskiest role the famous artist has taken on, she's extraordinary and lights up the screen with her deranged presence just as much as Phoenix did in the first film. Gaga's compelling live-wire presence, splitting the difference between affinity and obsession. Gaga shines in sequel's musical sequences. That makes sense. Gaga's musical performance was incredible. Again, makes sense. Gaga doesn't quite reach the mania that Harley Quinn ought to have, but still packs a wallop where it counts. Gaga never gets a chance to do what she did in A Star is Born, sees the audience with her rapture. I get it, but also it's not a Gaga film. Does it cater to the Batman fan base? At certain points, it feels like blatant teasing and it's bound to provoke a reaction. So there's probably still some minor Batman things, but we're not going to get a Batman in this world. This is not a Batman world, I think. Surprised about the musical numbers, sheer quality of musical numbers. The film chose to downplay the choreography instead of focusing the songs themselves. I like that. The score for the first one, I love. Is the screenplay good? That's what I'm interested in. The screenplay is more restrained and less sensationalist than its predecessor, which works well with the themes at hand. It's a surprisingly far mature storyline that Phillips and Scott Silver have crafted for the sequel, continuing to deliver something entirely new with the already exhausted comic book genre. You got to kind of keep reinventing this genre if you want it to keep working and keep making money, essentially. For a movie running 2.25 hours, Folie Deux feels narratively a little thin and at times dull. Not enough happens in Folie Deux, says Owen Gleiberman of Variety. All right. Is there enough substance to go with style? Phillips and co-writer Scott Silver have delivered a surprisingly moving, psychological, complex tale. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these because they all kind of say the same thing. But right now it's sitting at 61%. So it went up from the initial reviews that I saw. I think it was like sitting at 50 something. So it's at 61%, which I think with audience score, that's going to go up. I think this is going to go up with more reviews coming in. I can't see from what those quotes so far and some of the other stuff I heard this being lower than like a 70. So I think it's going to get at least to a 70. If it stays in this range, I'll be very surprised. But again, this film is not going to be for everybody. Just like the first one wasn't. It's not like a Batman person film. I mean, I love Batman. And I love this version of the Joker. I love this kind of exploration of this version of the character. I don't think we've really gotten something like this in any of the other films. Obviously, this one is very different and is very not connected to Batman in the same way. But it's more about Arthur, his relationship with Gotham and the world at large, and some of the ideas that have come into his head about how the world works. And again, like they said, this guy he's not a good guy. Nothing he does is rational, should be taken lightly should be agreed with in a lot of ways. He's just kind of he's selfish in a lot of ways. He thinks he's in the right. He thinks because he's been so wronged by life and the people in his life that he deserves to act out this way and kill people and do whatever he wants to get his way for the little guy. But it's not how you do it. It's not how you do it. I'm really curious to see how Gaga plays into that dynamic. Been curious about that from the beginning. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to end it there. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Joker 2 still? Do some of these reviews have you with some pause? Let me know, because I'm still excited for this. I want to see it. I'm going to see it opening night. I tried to be an extra in this one too. I was an extra in the first one. Not on screen though. They cut me. But I wanted to try to be an extra in this one, but they were shooting in odd days, but a lot of the locations they shot not too far from me, especially the one I think of Arkham. It was in Belleville or Bloomfield, New Jersey. I think it was Bloomfield. That old it was an asylum, and they shot it in an asylum. Now that building always intrigued me my whole life, and now it's going to be in this movie, in a DC movie, which is a lot of fun, really cool. So thank you guys for watching. I see we have somebody here in the chat. I think Marcy. Thank you for tuning in at this late hour, but I just wanted to talk about it before the day was out. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, do all that thing if you're doing it on the rewatch. But until next time. Also, if you want to talk more about Joker, if you want me to talk more about Joker, let me know too. I'm planning on doing a lot more DC stuff as the DCU rolls out. So stand by, stay tuned, subscribe. And we're going to go through all that DC stuff as it comes out, because I'm a big DC guy. And we're going to do it. All right, guys. Have a good